Wanted a chess set, and I guess he had been collecting chess sets from all over the world, but none that were ever made specifically for him. And so I guess when he was younger, he passed through Zuni with his family, and something about the place just clicked with him. So he wanted something that was had that Zuni connection. So he gave the visitor center a call or an email and wanted to see about maybe having somebody make a whole set for him. And so word went out to the village, and me, along with a few other artists, picked up the information, but I was the only one that took the next step and contacted him. And what ended up happening was we started exchanging a lot of emails because basically I didn't know how to play chess, and what we needed to do was figure out the characteristics of all of the pieces would be. And I guess he had seen my work online, and so he had his heart set on having the buffalo being the knight, and then also the corn maiden being the queen. And then what we ended up deciding on for the king is the standing bear. He actually wanted maybe a mountain lion standing, but I told him that I do a bear that's upright with an arrowhead on its back with sterling silver straps, so it looks like he's carrying a backpack. And so we ended up settling on the bear being the king, and then the bishops, he wanted something that would have a religious connection with our village. And so I told him that we do have a traditional medicine society that's known as the Coyote Society. So I sent him a picture of a coyote, one that I carved. And so I think the selling point was that when you look at it from the front, directly, at the front, you can see the point where the snout is, so it looks like a mitre. And so he was happy with the way that looked, and so the coyote became the bishop. And then the rooks, he wanted a fortress, and so I told him that I could do a small pueblo with the tiers showing in the front, and then a flat wall in the back. Basically, because in the old days, our pueblos, that's what the outside was a flat wall. Because if we had any intruders, the wall or the ladders were pulled up, and that's all they ran into was a flat wall. And so he was really, kind of amused by that. And so the rook became the little pueblos. And then for the pawns, he said he wanted. And so I told him that that when Mike would come in, I can be the warrior. And what we ended up doing was using the old style eagle. Eagle being my clan, and so I told him that's where my connection would be. So all of the pieces were, or the characters, they were all decided at that point, and so the next step was to figure out what to use for the materials, which he kind of gave me free rein on, and so I decided to use Arizona pipestone for the red, and then for the black side I used Belgian marble, and so that's how this whole set came about. It was one of the most challenging projects that I worked with because I'm used to working individual pieces, but with a set that big, you had to make sure everything was size proportionate, and so in the end it took me about 3.5 months to finish the whole set, plus the box. We kind of timed it so that the completion date would be right about the same time that he would come stateside. And so when he did, the set was already done. And so first thing he did when he got to Virginia was he hopped in his car and drove all the way out cross country and spent 15 minutes with me in Zuni. And then he was back on the road going back to Virginia. And the pictures that we took, he said I could use it for my own personal record, but I couldn't really use it for any other purpose because he didn't want his name out there. He didn't want his picture out there because he's special forces.
Right.
So, but we had a real nice visit, and then August of last year, he sent me a picture. He sent me a picture with him and the chess set. I guess he had entered a tournament, a chess tournament, and He played against, I guess it's the like a grandmaster of chess out in England, and this guy hadn't been beaten in 14 years. And with my chess set, he beat him. So it had a little bit of energy, I guess. so yeah, that's the story. So I had a lot of fun with it.